late at night, they were driving home to their one-bedroom apartment. Their way there, tractor trailer pulled out in front of them. And the Volkswagen went straight under it and messed up the woman. Disfigured her face. She was rushed to the hospital. Needed all kinds of treatment. And Reader's Digest says that her soon-to-be husband, whom she was living with, came to see her a couple times. And after the second time he came back, he says, I'm going to have to be honest with you. The way you look now, I really can't live with you like this. So I'm going to have to move out. My heart bleeds. I'm really sorry. And he left. The surgeons there at the hospital were trying to find a plastic surgeon that could do something for her. They found someone out in England, and he flew in. And when he flew in, he took her right to her room. And he held her face to the right and to the left, lifted up. And he says, you know what? I can do something for you. And so he said, next week we're going to begin the surgery. But all I want you to do is trust me, I can do something for you. And for 3 weeks, he worked on that woman's face. At the end of the 3 weeks, he says, now tomorrow, I'm going to remove the bandages. And when I do, you're going to look a lot different. He says, so just prepare yourself. So he left the room and he came back the next day with scissors in his hand. He pulled the little table up. He says, now just lay right there. I'm going to cut all the bandages off. So he began to clip all the bandages off her face. He looked at her and he smiled. He says, now I'm going to give you the mirror. I just want you to look. She grabbed the mirror. She looked inside. Wow, I look better than I did before the accident. So the surgeon grabbed the mirror from her hand, put it on the table. Then he got down on his knees. And in his pocket, pulled out a little case. He said, for the last 3 weeks, we became good friends. We talked about everything. And so I have a question. While he was talking, she just put her hands up to her face like this. He said, all I want to know is, will you marry me? Tears streaming down her cheeks. She didn't know what to say. She said, yes. Yes. He says, well, at the end of the week, I'm going to take you to my home. So at the end of the week, she was on her way out of the hospital, holding on to him. And when they got to the entrance of the hospital, a limousine pulled up. She looked at him and said, oh, you're romantic. Got in the car. Took her to the airport. Took her to the back of the airport. There was a long jet. She said, you don't have to do all this. This costs a lot of money. He didn't say a word. Helped her into the jet. Got off. Flew into England. And she's so excited, I can't wait to see my house. got to England. Now it wasn't a limousine. It was a Rolls Royce. She just looked at me. You just put all this money out. How do we afford all this? Didn't say a word. Drove way up into the country. She said, how long is it going to take us to get to the house? I'm hungry. They pulled in to a driveway that was shaped like a horseshoe. And when the car stopped, she looked at him and says, now, I really appreciate you doing all this. I just want to go to your house, not to a hotel. He looked at him and said, it's not a hotel. This is your house. Now let's look at this. First, she was with somebody that liked her just for her looks. When her looks were disfigured, he dropped her. Then a man changed her looks, turned her life around, and so from a Volkswagen to a Rolls Royce to a one-room apartment to a mansion. That's what my God does when he gets a hold of you. The devil will use you until he uses you up. Then he stands back and he laughs. But then comes Jesus. Jesus will take you just the way you are. Change your life. Change your face. This old man walked in here before the service began. And the usher said, Pastor, this man needs to see you. So I walked out there and I started talking to him. And he says, how old are you? You must be in your 40s. I said, no, sir, I'm 61. He said, 61? You must have been living a good life. You see, when Jesus gets a hold of you, you lose your age.